Great battle going on behind him as Greg Murphy, the HRT teammate. Oh! That's the Bottle Magic car. Trimble and Mazira, that's the entry. Thomas Mazira was behind the wheel.
Goodness me, you could hear those tyres screaming. Where was it coming from? It was Mazira, I think. Coming down Conrod Straight, he must have had a massive brake failure or something.
That was unbelievable. He just went straight off into the sand trap. Let's have a look at the replay of that. That was over at Caltex Chase.
Well, the safety mechanisms in these cars generally look after the drivers. Let's look at the replay. Well, you can see the massive amount of dust there. He's just carving a groove through that sand over and over and over. Thomas Mazira at the wheel. Let's hope he's okay. But you can see the effect of that sand trap washing the speed off that car. It would have been coming into Caltex Chase. Here it was, another angle, right up on our cherry picker. Hits the sand, over it goes.
John Smales.
And I'm with a very, very disappointed John Trimble, team owner and co-driver. John, what's he said to you?
Oh, we haven't got. He hasn't said anything to us, John, at this stage. What we do understand from pit control here that he's okay, which is the main thing anyway.
Welcome back to the Futsal 500 in Adelaide, where Craig Lowndes is hotly pursuing. Oh, this is Brad Jones!
That's a big rollover. Speed stick turn on the exit of Adelaide Straight, heading for Brabham Straight. Goodness me.
Hasn't that corner claimed some cars today?
Now there's Brad K, which is actually, it did look like the compartment of the car, like the driver's compartment of the car, did hold up to that very well. I mean, when you looked at it turned over, like it had hardly broken the screen. So
pretty shattering moment for Brad Jones. He's having a tough season.
Doesn't that picture tell the story? Let's have a closer look at it again.
Oh, goodness me. It's incredible, isn't it, Scafey, when you see these things, they look all very smooth and controllable. Once they get out of control, don't they do some damage?
Well, I mean, you know, when they're 1,350 kilos, you can see it on the slides. It's sliding already. He's committed himself. I mean, he's way too quick for that. So when he's already going to have, you know, a fair slide, the tyres are obviously there, but the curb is also the thing there that does trip the car. So it's not very nice.
Poor old Brad Jones. Hasn't this been a rough introduction to the V8 supercar ranks for him in terms of a full championship assault? And this is only round 3.
Yep, he was a rookie on the track this year too, one of a number of rookies. Never competed on the streets of Adelaide, but there he is. Good to see Bradley walking and talking. He's okay. A testament to the strength of the modern V8 supercar.
Great crowd in attendance. Although the rain is coming down, they'll certainly be given plenty of entertainment today, and there was some fairly spectacular action yesterday in the opening race of the weekend. Take a look at this. Cameron McConville and the Lansvale Smash Repairs Commodore rolled after contact with Mark Larkham.
You've got Jason Bright alongside Marcus Ambrose. The power's down. Bright seems to have got the jump as round 2 gets underway. Paul Radicic shot across there as well. This will be interesting into turn 1, and they've already gone off. Oh, that's an incredible smash to start this race. The Valvoline Cummins Commodore, and they're all over the shop. 6 or 7 cars have gone completely off. That is an amazing start.
Well, Jason Bargwanna, in his most competitive outing for a long time, he didn't get more than 100 metres off the start. He's got out of the Valvoline Cummins car, gives a wave to the crowd, but that's the second time Jason Bargwanna has crunched that tyre wall on the pit straight. We saw him in trouble in the rain a couple of years back. There's the Valvoline Cummins team watching on nervously. Gary Rogers, the team boss, in there, and they'll be very glad to see Jason walking out of that car unscathed. But what a massive crash. Red flags out. Race has been stopped. No surprise there.
Keep your eyes on the left-hand side of the screen. The Shell Helix Ford is covering him at the moment. All of a sudden, Bargwanna gets squeezed out to his right. Wham! Upside down to start round 2.
Well, he got tapped by another car. I couldn't see which one it was in the pack there. But he was heading in a straight direction, and suddenly the car jagged right. So there's been some contact in the middle of the pack.
Look who went off. That's Rodney Forbes in front. See if he gets that tyre wall down there.
Just kissed it, I think.
Yeah, just finished on the edge of those tyres. It looks as though Stephen Johnson. This is another angle of this opening crash. I mean, you're only going 100 metres from the start-finish line there, and all of a sudden, Jason Bargwanna is on his head.
It's completely ripped the rear axle assembly out of that car. You could see it sitting on the road behind the wreck.
So it's about 4 or 5 car lengths, Winterbottom to Scaife on the run down Conrod on the first occasion. The little battle for third is resolved in favour of Lee Holdsworth for the time being. Good decision by Will Davison not to force the point on the outside at turn 2. That was Bargwanna. That was Bargwanna. Had a huge moment. It's rolled.
It's a Bundy car.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness. One of the Bundaberg Red races has gone over. And that is an almighty crash.
Yeah, so apologies, I've called that wrong. That's going to bring out the safety car, and that was a shocker. Can't work out which one it is at this point.
It's 24. It's Fabian Coulthard. Cool.
Well, it's very pleasing that he's been able to get out of that car and walk away. That was, I saw it flick sideways on the curb cam on the coal tyres, and car number 34 is also in the pit lane. So Caruso coming in.
My goodness. Now watch this on the Zinger replay. So it goes into the sand trap sideways. There's only one way to go for that car carrying that amount of speed, and there's mess everywhere. I mean, that car has just disintegrated. But the roll cage has done the job because Fabian has jumped out without a scratch on him. Watch this.
Both those cars were line astern. Apologies for the wrong call, but that was a monster moment. Look at this. I think he's ended up on the grass out there as he's turned it in, and off it's gone. Just illustrates the pace. It's just an explosion. And nothing left of it as Fabian gets out. Remember, it's got 120 litres of fuel on at that point. That's a sickening sight. Here it is again.
Just on the bottom left of screen, just stepped out.
I reckon the tyres would go. If we go back to the very beginning of that replay, the left rear tyre has done something bizarre there, right at the point of load.
The other Bundy Red car was right behind him.
Focus, when we get the replay up, focus carefully on the left rear tyre. Just as he turns in, he heads out onto the apron. And, well, the camera works. That's about all it is working in there at the moment. Watch carefully, left rear tyre. It's the preceding Bundy car.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely something's failed there.
All the places.
He's actually still on the road surface at that point, so I thought to begin with it might have happened on the grass, but that's not the case.
So here we go at the front of the grid. Sebastian Bourdais in the championship leading car. There's Mika Salo next to him. Behind them, Graham Rahal and James Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe got a pretty good start, but now he's stopped dead. He's stopped dead, and he's been run into straight up the back from Lucas de Grassi. There's more carnage. Oh my goodness!
That's Ricky Taylor in the second Fujitsu car. It was Tonio Liuzzi that made the contact.
Car 33.
Red flag. Just require the cars to just stop at pit lane entry, just adjacent to pit lane entry, while we just sort out this incident on the starting grid.
Cars strewn everywhere. Car 33 on its lid. That's Ricky Taylor. And the rescue crews get to him quickly. Big damage to the front of car 4 of Simon Pagenaud. Tonio Liuzzi also into the wall. He's over there on the right-hand side.
They had nowhere to go, Matt. So the Hinchcliffe start promulgated all the drama.
Well, and surprisingly, it looked to me as though he got a good jump. I mean, he got off straight away, but then he's just stalled it completely.
That's right. So that second phase of the start, a car bogged down, he didn't move away, and then that was the start of lots of contact.
So let's see who goes through. Bourdais there, Salo's there, car 15 of Rahal's there. So we've got about 5 or 6 cars on the front straight here. One upside down, great. Good to see him out. Ricky Taylor. Up and out. Simon Pagenaud also out of car 4.
Great reaction from the crowd there. Very hard to get out of the cars, even at their best. But when you're upside down and the window net gets caught up in the belts, when you undo the belts, you fall on your head. And this is how it started. Have a look at the Fujitsu Commodore. It slows down. So then that was immediate contact. Liuzzi into the back. There's Pagano into the back of him. He flicks to the other side. Ricky Taylor ends up making contact with the front of the Irwin Falcon and then turns on its roof. And that just shows how fast the cars are in such a short period of time.
That's right. This is 1.5 tonne of V8 supercar. Now watch this. You watch car 33 come right in the middle, up, over, spin, collects the wall, and Ricky Taylor, in the space of just 100 metres or so in a V8 supercar, ends up looking the wrong way. That's the initial impact. Liuzzi into the back of Hinchcliffe. Pagano into the back of Liuzzi, and then at top speed. Oh, Taylor up and over.
Some really good pieces of driving within this. Ryan Briscoe did a really good job to miss. Will Power did an amazing job to miss the back of Hinchcliffe. You have a look where Ryan Briscoe is right now. And that Saracen also did a fantastic job to not run into Ricky Taylor in Jason Bright's car there. They're all on their roof, they're spinning around. It was extraordinary scenes.
At an interesting battle here with David Russell. Car number 78 on the outside of him is Todd Hazelwood. Oh! A terrible incident for Hazelwood. My goodness me. That is a shocker. This will be a red flag. Jonathan Webb is the other partner in this. Scenes at Sandown at the end of the back straight again.
That is a very serious incident. One of Australia's fastest corners.
265 km/h approach.
Just asked for a radio call from Todd Hazelwood. Didn't get a reply.
This is team owner Brad Jones. Red flag. Luke Gilden, Richie Stanaway, Alex Premer, and all the focus at the end of the back straight at the moment. Jonathan Webb in the Woodstock car, closest to camera. Medical team on the scene. We hear that he's okay. He's moving, which is good news. That was shocking. You could see it coming, and there's been a couple of moments at the end of that back straight already this weekend.
Todd's just out of the car. We're hearing. We haven't got a shot from that side of the car, but here he is. Well done, and well done to all the marshals and medical staff and officials. It's always great to see our drivers in such capable hands. And those tyres again at the end of the straight have done a magnificent job of arresting the speed and coping with those forces. As you can see there, everyone held their breath for Todd Hazelwood.
Frightening. So look at it again so we can understand more about what's happened here. So we talked about David Russell in car number 78. Todd Hazelwood's in the blue car on the outside. Jonathan Webb's down the inside in car number 19. Webby's got locked up under the back of the Nissan, tagged Hazelwood, rotated it, and then it's gone into the fence backwards and rolled. Catch fence has done its job. Testament to the strength in the cars. This is the Dunlop Super 2 Series leader. Wonderful job in his wild card appearances this year. Here's another angle of it. Violent impact, huge energy dissipated by the tyre barrier, and the car flipped up onto its roof. And this is where the multi-point harness, the seats, the hands device that secures the helmet
so that he doesn't end up with a disproportionate amount of movement with that kind of impact does its job. And the good news is that he's out of the car. So I think in real time and listen.
Lucky that fuel cell's not in the back there either, Neil, in the next generation cars. And Jonathan Webb shaking hands with Todd Hazelwood, and that is a very big moment for the young man.
Oh, and it's on down here at turn 6. They're all driving a little bit shallow to try and miss where the slippery part of the racetrack could be. In second in the championship, Aaron Cameron goes through on McLeod, and Murray's got his nose stuck into this one as well. McLeod comes across and he's a goal. Oh, this could be huge. Oh, no. Oh. It's exactly what could have happened to Scott Pye all those years ago.
So, there's still visibility's poor.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Wow, that was just so scary. You could see it almost coming in slow motion. The overlap was there. He tried to close the door, and that was frightful. And it's just so hard to not think about what happened to Scott Pye. That we always wondered what could have happened that day when that car went sideways right there. And that is the answer. There's Michael Anderson down there as well from Anderson Motorsport. Lending a hand. There he is.
Cam out of the car. A little bit ginger, but looks like most of the limbs are working as they should.
Woo-wee. Man, this has been a drama-filled day. And that race car, it is looking awfully sorry.
A lot of energy went down on the rear corner of that car as it was going over. So that'll have to be stripped down and put on a chassis jig and checked for straightness. But the important thing is Cam McLeod is okay. So it happened way back here, leaving turn 6. Aaron Cameron got the job done before turn 6. Then McLeod was trying to close the door. Cooper Murray was in there just. And right there, we held our breath, hoping that it would land. But no, it tripped over on the short circuit there. And went over.
Wow. Man, that is like 500 stuff out there.
And luckily, it stayed to the left of the circuit there, or the right of the circuit. Oh. Yeah, a lot of energy there. Look, let's push that wheel right up. Wild ride for Cam McLeod.
I've seen some pretty big shunts here before, but that's up there. That is right up there. And the best news of all, Cameron was able to climb out of that race car. And a big shout out to our entire medical team and our officials who were there in a heartbeat.
Oh, I dug in before the tarmac, so soft sand here.
Man, there's a lot of energy coming out of that car as it does that.
Right there, that one. It's going to do a lot of damage to the car.
Whew, we know they race hard in the Dunlop Series. No quarter asked or given there. It's actually sort of ironic that Scott Pye had another moment here on the front straight that had that sort of overlap
in that
with
car.
Jack LeBrock in similar circumstances. Man, that is a big one. Were you one of the
yeah, it was myself, Rick Kelly and Scott Pye, and I was up the inside of both Rick and Scott. Scott didn't know I was there, came all the way across on Rick, thinking Rick had room. And Scott, thankfully, didn't go over. It was a pretty wild ride for all three of us.